There's no one like fans. That's why Sky Bet are giving you weekly free bets and boosts all season long. Check out this class offer below. Sky Bet for the fans. 18 plus, begambleaware.org. What's happening, everyone, and welcome to the Club Podcast. It's the duo today. It's myself and Buvey. Adam's sunning himself in Portugal.
He's having a holiday. It's been a long season for Adam McKola.
For a Man United fan, they all deserve a holiday, I'd say.
Maybe.
I think they need it.
The guy that needs a haircut, he needs a holiday. He's not cut his hair in about 1,000 days.
Oh, I'm aware of that. Make it about you, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good. Yeah, I was telling someone about the Champions League final, how incredible it was.
Yeah.
A 5-0 Champions League final.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
Probably the most devastating defeat I think I've ever seen. I'm not sure I've ever seen a performance quite as good on that stage or a defeat quite so humbling.
I think about Barcelona, Man United, all banter aside in terms of how good Barcelona were, and Rooney scored the goal of his life.
Yeah.
And it was only 3-1.
I don't think the chasm between the two was quite so big, was it?
No, and obviously, Rooney scored that goal as well.
Yeah.
I mean, 5-0.
Yeah. And what we now need to do is focus on how we can get our clubs to be in that position next year in Budapest, lifting the Champions League. The transfer window's open, so we can make huge strides on getting ourselves into a position to get there. And we've done that. Liam Delap, sir.
Are you happy about that? Are you really excited, or is it more moderate
I was slightly
excitement?
surprised. Obviously, we've spoken. I was slightly surprised of your tone around the Liam Delap signing, because I think it's a really good signing for us. But I can tell through your barbed wit that you don't necessarily agree.
I think he's a fantastic talent. I think it's the wrong club for him. It's not an anti-Chelsea thing.
It feels it. I'm going to say it feels it.
I think he needs a stepping stone club like an Everton that he was linked to. You could argue, I know Man United are a far bigger club than Chelsea, but they're not in the Champions League. They have one game a week.
Are you about to position Manchester United as a stepping stone club?
For a Champions League outfit. At the moment, I think it might be. Seriously. But I think Liam Delap going in at Chelsea...
in such a passive-aggressive way.
Yeah.
You're saying that Liam Delap needs a stepping stone club, like an Everton or a Forest or a Manchester United.
Yeah, but Champions League football fit. I don't know if he's a Champions League striker yet. I thought he was good in the Premier League. I don't think he was
Although,
great.
if this transfer window goes as we hope it goes, Booth, I think the plan will be that Liam Delap isn't the guy for the Champions League. He is the guy to feature. He's the guy to contribute. He's the guy to be a part of the setup. But the way that this should go is it should go Hugo Ekitike, for example, plus Liam Delap, with Nicholas Jackson there as a backup as well.
I'm seeing you're giving him the number 9 shirt, which is... I know it's symbolic, but it's not like you're giving him the 67 shirt.
No.
The number 9 shirt. He's an England international. He wants to join Chelsea because he wants to play Champions League football. That's his remit as well as a player and his agent. So he thinks he'll be starting a lot of football matches.
And I think he will start a lot. But I think it's also important to remember that we only had one recognisable, out-and-out archetypal number 9 last season in Nicholas Jackson. And as soon as Nicholas Jackson was injured, we didn't have anybody to play there. Yeah. It was false nines. It was Christopher Nkunku, who isn't quite a number 9 in the traditional sense. So what we're talking about here is bringing in other number 9s. And you remember, look, Manchester United are a bad example to use here because ultimately they made a pig's ear of it. But you know when they signed Rasmus Højlund would have been a very good signing if they'd signed Harry Kane as well. Rasmus Højlund learns from Kane, develops, has no pressure on him, features where necessary, comes on when the club are 2-0 up already, and he's probably a far better player today with a better reputation than he currently is because he was thrown in the deep end. If Chelsea do this correctly, Liam Delap is an absolutely brilliant signing. It's a no-brainer at 30 million.
Behind Jackson, or you get rid of Jackson? Because I'm seeing that you get rid of Jackson, but you're talking about Ekitike. He's never played in the Premier League. He's still inexperienced as well. So you're going to have 2 young, inexperienced strikers.
I think what we need is somebody who can take the burden away from Liam Delap. I don't think it's fair to put Liam Delap into the Lions' den of leading the line for Chelsea in the Champions League at such a tender age. But this is a wonderful signing in his first season in the Premier League, his debut campaign, playing for a team that got relegated, where ultimately he was creating chances and scoring goals off his own back. You know, there wasn't exactly a support network for him. He scored 12 goals, 10 of them from open play.
No, he's a fantastic player. I'm not saying he's not.
10 goals from open play is a lot of goals. Like, you know, if you put that in Chelsea qualified for the Champions League, didn't have a bad Premier League campaign overall at all. He would be our second top goal scorer. Only Cole Palmer scored more goals than him.
He's fantastic. And he's got the connection with Enzo Maresca. It feels like Chelsea are signing a lot of Man City players, ex-Man City Academy players.
35 goals in 36 games.
Crazy. You've got Lavia, you've got Palmer, you've got obviously Delap himself, Maresca himself. It's like the ex-Man City brigade at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, I mean, and a couple of them I think are already not necessarily looking good from you for letting them go.
Tosin?
Cole Palmer is reflecting very badly on Pep Guardiola, and let's hope that Liam Delap could do something similar. I really do think it's a brilliant signing. The variety of goals that he can score, I like his powerhouse approach.
Yeah, he's classic.
I like the
classic
number
number
9.
Yeah,
I like that. But he's also got the ability. He's got a deft flick within.
Yeah, good pace, very quick.
Mate, it's a good signing for us. I really believe it's a good signing. So we've hit the ground running, which is exactly what we needed to do, and we'll have to now wait and see if we can build on it. But I'm quite happy so far.
Yeah, what about Gittins from Dortmund? £50 million, England international. What do you think about him?
Yeah, I think it would be a good signing. I don't know if I'm wrong here, but I always get the fear about the reason why Delap feels like such a no-brainer, and your cynicism was perhaps surprising to me, was because it's Premier League proven. It's like there's no such thing as a safe bet in the transfer market, particularly when there's this amount of money floating around it. But Liam Delap for 30 million is about as sure a thing as you can sign, because we've seen him score goals in the Premier League already. I'm wary and I'm burned because of Kai Havertz at Chelsea, Timo Werner at Chelsea, Jadon Sancho to a degree. The Bundesliga record didn't necessarily demonstrate what we've seen in the Premier League. So brilliance in the Bundesliga.
No, but he looks very exciting. 2-footed, pace, power, England factor as well.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the worst sign in the world. It does feel like another winger. That Madueke was a similar profile.
Yeah.
I mean, Neto is a similar profile.
Yeah, but hopefully, Jadon Sancho will. I don't think we're going to do it.
No, get rid. Move on.
Jadon also, he had a kind of crowning glory moment. I know he's a Chelsea fan, Sancho, and he's from quite a big Chelsea supporting family. And he scored a goal in the European final.
He's done well.
So he's had that moment, but I'd quite like to send him back to Manchester United and pay the £5 million. Yeah. And effectively make him their problem.
Just out of interest then, so whether you get Gittins or not, Delap, what is the expectation for Chelsea next season if you hit your transfer targets?
The expectation at the moment has to be to launch a serious and sustained bid to win the Premier League. I think that's what we have to do. We've finished fourth, we've spent a lot of money. We are a club with Premier League pedigree. The ambition for Chelsea always has to be to win the Premier League. Whether we do win it is a different question. Whether we are capable of winning it is a totally different question. But what we need to do is accrue a reputable title-winning tally. And if Manchester City decide to hit 97 points, then there's nothing we can do. If Liverpool decide to hit 95 points, then there's nothing we can do. If
you need
Arsenal
85, don't you? A base of 80 to 85.
I think if we finish the league next season on in excess of 80 and we win the league, great. If we don't win the league, it's a reputable tally and we've had a good season. And then the following season after that, we need to be looking to break the 90 point. Yeah. But we need to be there. If people fall off next season as well. If it doesn't, I mean, Liverpool they're doing their business early and they're looking great, right? But, if Liverpool fall off, goes a bit wrong for City again, Arsenal tail away, as I think they might, we need to be the team waiting to pounce on other mistakes in the way that Liverpool were last year.
I think you will be. Whatever we say about Delap and Gittins, these are the signings that Arsenal should be making, and they came second for the 3 years in a row. Gittins, the left winger that should be coming to compete with Martinelli. Delap's the striker they've been calling out for. Why are they going to Chelsea? It says everything about the ambition of Chelsea compared to Arsenal.
Yeah, also, there was a statement in the Liam Delap signing. The fact that he chose Chelsea over Man United. There's a statement in that.
Well, he's a young, ambitious kid. He knows what he can do.
But nobody chooses Chelsea over Manchester United if you have my brain. I'm conditioned and I'm wrong, and I'm doing my best to redefine my vision of Manchester United. But I thought if you're a Man United fan, a young English player choosing to go to Chelsea over Manchester United, it's got to really hurt.
I'm glad. I don't want him to get ruined by Man United. Yet another player to get ruined. At least at Chelsea, he'll have a go. There'll be some sort of platform there. Enzo Maresca is a good coach at developing young players. Whether he's good enough to win the Champions League or the Premier League, but at least Delap's got some sort of decent foundation there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Do you think Enzo Maresca is the man then for Chelsea?
I mean, I don't know. I think he's a manager who's developing. I think he's learning. I think he made a lot of mistakes last year. But ultimately, he took the talk and walked the walk, didn't he? He did what he had to do. What he had to do was get Chelsea into the Champions League spots. The cherry on the cake was winning in Rocklow against Betis. And he achieved both of those things. So it's very difficult to be cynical or sneery about what he achieved because he did what he was set out to do. I think that period that we had, that awkward period that we had over Christmas, when we lost to Ipswich, when we really struggled for wins, we dropped points at home to Bournemouth, dropped points at home to Ipswich again, in fact. that feels very present in my brain. But what you can't argue is that he did what he set out to do. And I think it's always important to hold people accountable when they don't. I mean, Ruben Amorim. And equally, I don't like doing it, but praise people when they get there. Ange Postecoglou.
Yeah, 100%.
He talked the talk. In fact, he literally talked the talk and walked. He did what he was supposed to do. So now, I just hope that Enzo Maresca can follow in our rich tradition of top-tier Italian managers. You know, the relationship between West London and Italy is heavily secured, and it's trophy-laden.
Only one Italian manager to not win anything with Chelsea?
Claudio Ranieri.
Wow, that's outrageous.
Claudio
What a
and
good
he should have
manager
done as
he
well.
is.
Mate, we got done in an FA Cup final, man. Freddie Ljungberg, Ray Parlour. In Cardiff. Ray Parlour scored the goal of his life. Freddie Ljungberg did as well, actually. But yeah, it's a shame because we had 4 years with Ranieri and we got so close. So we'll have to see. But look, if we can just sign maybe a goalkeeper, centre half, a forward, another forward, you know, it could be good. And with a bit of luck, we might be able to do something mega next season.
A bit of luck.
Bit of luck.
A lot of luck.
Yeah.